What was abusive to you that you thought was love?
That's easy. Yelling and screaming. And not only to me, but let me put it this way. I was not only the victim of it, I was the perpetrator as well.
Mm.
Because, as children, the most pivotal developmental stage of a human being is, I believe, between the ages of 4 and 7, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And what you experience in that time frame stays with you throughout your life. And, that's how love was expressed, that's how communication, I should say, went on in my household, and I believe that it wasn't intentional. It was just that family curse being passed down, and I have a story, because I grew up and once my son was born, my heart was in the right place. But by the time, whatever came from my heart got to my mouth, it was verbally abusive. It was abrasive. It was just yelling at him. And, I used to get called into school all the time for him acting up. And I never forget, he went to the boys club, and I got called in by the director of the boys club, and he was concerned about my son's behavior. My son, just for the record, has since gone on to really adjust and address, my treatment of him as a younger, and he's a blossoming, productive member of society right now. But the director went on to explain to me that he was concerned about my son and his anger issue, because all the kids get angry. But they get angry, they forget it, they go back on, play ping pong, pool, basketball, whatever. But he said that my son would get angry and couldn't come down. And, I'm thinking that I'm about to disclose some heavy stuff on him. It's kind of like a drop the mic moment. And I said, well, sir, I have a bit of an anger issue myself. And he said, oh, I already knew that. And it was most humbling as well as humiliating experiences in my life.
That was the second part of my question I wanted to ask you.